As a reminder, folks, we did just launch a channel specifically for Major League Baseball called Major League DNA. We've actually had several people saying that we need to create a channel for baseball because it's one of our top discussed topics on this channel, and we have a lot of views on this subject. So we had to definitely put together a channel for it.
Yeah.
Can't help but notice that it's not centered, AJ.
It is centered. I double checked all of them before I put them on here. Maybe we're not centered here.
It could be.
Is that better?
It could be. I might be leaning. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you're leaning. Lean that way.
You got it, man. You got it. But as a reminder, folks, we did launch a channel specifically for Major League Baseball called Major League DNA. A link for that channel will be in the description down below. Be sure to check it out. If you're listening to us for some baseball, subscribe to this channel. And we'd love to chat with you guys about baseball. We want that to really grow because this is something that we've talked a lot about that has a lot of views on our main channel. And, we've listened to you guys. We want to make sure that our sub channels cover the topics you guys want to talk about. So, be sure to jump over there. Let's go ahead and talk about, let's go ahead and hit a comment real quick. Tammy Price, friend of the channel, Tammy Price. Also somebody who has not subscribed to Major League DNA yet.
Get her, Darren.
Just putting it out there, Tammy.
Yeah.
Opening night. Yeah. Happy opening night. Yes. Happy opening night to you too, Tammy.
Yep.
Now, before we do that, we do want to hit one thing before, and something we wanted to do last week, but we didn't get a chance to do it because we ran out of time, which we actually wanted to end the WBC with content with our favorite moments from the WBC.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to, do you have a moment you want to go with first, or you want me to go first?
I do. I'll go first.
Okay.
Because my favorite WBC moment happened multiple times. And it was like, I think it became a fan and just world favorite thing that was happening. Because it's the best celebration all time, I think, in sports, right? Fans, players, everyone in between just embraced it. And that was an Italy home run followed by a shot of espresso.
That's right.
Dude, you just can't beat that.
Espresso shot the dugout and the double kiss.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's just
the best.
The whole thing is like, that is the moment. Like, that's kind of like the thing that I think of when I think of this WBC is like that celebration. And not to mention an Italy team that made a great run. That was not expected to do anything in this tournament. And they just kind of, they take down Team USA, and then they take down, who was the next one?
I think it was the
DR? Yeah. Then they take down the DR, which they were not supposed to beat the Dominican Republic.
It looks at the camera and says, "You're welcome, USA."
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
And it was,
love it.
So I don't know. That was my favorite moment to see that team and the celebration is great, but I think it's also just seeing that team win and have success and have fun doing it. They put together a great celebration as a team, and you could just tell they were enjoying being out there together, playing for their country.
Absolutely, man. You love it. You love it.
Yeah.
Love that one. Good choice, my friend. Good choice. So I told you already about what mine is.
I did, yes.
And I think this one is something I wanted to talk about last year when we covered the WBC, and I didn't get a chance to. So I want to talk about it.
That would have been 2 years ago, Darren.
Oh, shoot. 2 years ago. Yeah.
That just tells you we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. Hey, let's keep it going, man. I'm enjoying it. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I want to talk about a player from the Czech Republic, Andreas Satoria.
Let's go with it.
I've heard it both ways. But Satoria was a pitcher from the Czech Republic who, again, had a very memorable moment last WBC in 2023. This is a guy who is known for striking out Shohei Ohtani in the 2023 WBC.
Yeah.
He became a Japanese legend at that point. The whole David versus Goliath, where he slayed the dragon and took out the captain of Team Samurai and struck him out, and just his legend was defined at that point.
Where's a statue? That's what I want to know.
Exactly. So now Santeria is not a major league star. He's not even a regular, baseball player. He never played in the major leagues, never played in anything like that. He is from the Czech Republic, and he's often described as just an electrician, right? He's the guy who had to get PTO to even play in the WBC. And the Czech Republic is a very small baseball market. And this year they had to play Japan again. And not only was he able to keep elite hitters like Shohei Ohtani at bay again, but this man defied expectations. This guy can barely even throw 80 miles an hour, but he kept Japan scoreless through 4 innings. Japan did not score. Now, let me say it again. Japan did not score. The defending champions of the WBC that were just dump trucking guys in the pool play and qualifying in the exhibition games, putting up 10 runs. This Chechenian electrician held Japan scoreless for over 4 innings.
Yep.
In 2026. That is, to me, got to be one of the most incredible moments in the WBC. Not only that, because of this game, and he held him in check for that long, these games were played in Tokyo, by the way.
Right.
In Tokyo, Japan. So he was already in front of a hostile crowd. But the Japanese fans knew this guy.
Yeah.
And as he was walking off the field, Japan gave him a standing ovation.
That is really cool, dude. I mean, to play in the country that you're playing against and to get a standing ovation against, one of the best assembled teams in the WBC.
The returning champions, yeah.
But to get a standing ovation from their crowd is a really, really cool moment.
In a 0-0 game, AJ.
Yeah.
It's not like the Czech Republic were winning. It's not like Japan was winning. It was 0-0. Like, we were waiting for someone to score here. And the Japanese crowd saw this guy and gave him a standing ovation. I just think that is ultimately my favorite part of this and really kind of speaks to what this international tournament really is. It really is kind of a 2 weeks there where it goes beyond baseball and just talks about how not only like this story here is going to affect how baseball's handled in the Czech Republic going forward.
Absolutely.
This guy's a legend in Japan already.
Yeah.
And that just legend is going to continue to grow. And he was playing against their team, man. It's just absolutely love it. My favorite part about the whole WBC right there for sure.
Absolutely. Build him a statue in front of the electrical union. That's what I vote.
Oh, did you also see that in the one of the exhibition games, Shohei Ohtani's home run hit 10 million views in one day?
No way.
Yeah. So cool, man. So cool. The 2023 WBC broke records for viewership, right? Even here in America, it broke records in viewership. In the 2026 WBC, in the U.S. alone, broke viewing records of the previous one.
Yeah.
The WBC championship game between Venezuela and the U.S. actually had higher rating and higher viewerships than any single game in the NBA Finals.
That's insane.
That's some growth, man. You love it. You love
absolutely.
it. Greg Hawkins, channel legend Greg Hawkins. Such a cool story. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, all right. So let's go ahead and pivot on over and let's talk, dude. AJ, it is opening night in baseball.
Yes, sir.
Opening night. And the only reason why I'm not wearing any Dodgers gear is because I'm protesting opening night. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. But, AJ, baseball matters today.
It does.
Baseball matters. We got the Yankees and the Giants playing right now on Netflix. Please, folks, give us a score update if you're watching. If you're tuning in, let us know how that went. But that's not what we're talking about today.
No.
We're not talking about that today. And we're going to be talking about how this time of year, majority of teams are super excited.
Yes.
It's a fresh year. Our team's going all the way. We're going to have a great year. Every team is thinking that right now, with the exception of a few teams. There are a few teams out there that already know, what it is. It is the beginning of the year, and the Colorado Rockies are already eliminated for the playoffs. So some of this stuff is for them. That's a little different. But today we're not talking about them either, AJ. We're going to be talking about the Atlanta Braves and why things are looking not so hot right out the gate.
Not so hot is a way to say it, okay? But when you lose Spencer Strider for at least 4 or 5 weeks before opening day, not the best way to start the season.
Yeah, let me go ahead and give you a full rundown of the Atlanta Braves injury report. Would you like to hear this?
Yeah,
I'm sure they would like to hear this. You probably don't want to hear it.
I don't. I know, unfortunately.
So we got Spencer Strider out with an oblique strain. He's on the 10-day IL. Which
how do you get an oblique strain with legs like that?
Oh, there's a lot of rotation, man. You got to think about it. There's a lot of that. A lot of that whipping around. When you got legs that strong.
I get it, but it's like, oh, maybe that's why.
Quadzilla, dude. His abs just aren't strong enough for that lower half.
He needs to do more core workout.
Exactly. So he's expected to return sometime in April, right?
Yeah.
Shortstop Ha-Seong Kim, injured finger. He will be out until the first half of May.
Yep.
Then we also have Sean Murphy, your catcher, with a hip injury. He's going to be out until May as well.
Yep.
We got left-handed pitcher, relief pitcher, Danny Young, is expected to be out until the All-Star break, after the All-Star break. Right-handed pitcher, starter, Spencer Schwellenbach, elbow surgery, not TJ,
right,
is expected to be out until June or July. You also have Joey Wentz, who is out for the season. Joey Wentz, who's out for the season with a torn ACL. And, of course, you have Jerickson Profar, who is suspended for the whole season for his second PED violation.
Yeah. That's
a little tough, man.
I mean, Daysbel Hernandez, he's also out until some point in May with a right shoulder injury. AJ Smith-Shaver had Tommy John surgery. He's August, September return. The injury list for the Braves
goes on and on and on. I didn't want to. I figured I'd just stop there.
It goes on and on and on, and it's.
But AJ, I want to ask you, as the internal optimist.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you, man. Like, tell me why they're going to turn this around, man. Tell me how they're turning this around and why you're still optimistic about your Braves this year.
The optimism comes from we still have Chris Sale as a starting pitcher. Grant Holmes looked great as a starter last year. Reynaldo Lopez kind of had an up and down season last year, but he's looked great in spring training. Aaron Bummer out of the bullpen, Dylan Lee, both looked great at points last year. And then at catcher, you mentioned Sean Murphy at catcher, and yeah, that hurts because Sean Murphy has played really well for us, but Drake Baldwin, his bat has looked great. He's also a switch hitting catcher. So Drake Baldwin's looked really good. And then the infield is a place where you kind of go back to feeling comfortable with Matt Olson and Ozzie Albies and Austin Riley. So you've got enough steady players out there that you're still going to be okay. Mike Yastrzemski looked really good this whole preseason, spring training. Yeah. And then we still got Michael Harris and Ronald Acuna Jr. out there. And then, that backup outfielder they got is Eli White, who, you'll see him later in games if you need to steal some bases and stuff. So this is still a really talented Braves team that can go out there and win games, and we got a chance. So
yeah, I like it, man. I like it. We got some optimism back at you from Tammy Price, friend of the channel, Tammy Price, saying they will and be ready for October. And that's really kind of the key thing that I think most baseball fans need to remember, especially for Dodgers fans. We're actually entering our 162 spring training game season right now.
Yeah.
None of this matters until October for the Dodgers. So, but yeah, I have to 100% agree with you on that, man. And Tammy Price, on that one. There's a lot of optimism. They also just signed former Dodger Kyle Farmer as a two-way guy for the infield / outfield potential there. And he's a great player that played a lot of shortstop for the Reds. That was quite good. So,
and he's listed as an infielder on the Braves 26-man roster.
Yeah, so with Ha-Seong Kim going down, I think that would actually be great. All this stems back to, if this doesn't turn around for him, it all stems back to the same problem that a lot of teams are having when it comes to this. It's just the TV deal, man. Yeah. This team could not go out and sign talent because they have no idea where their local and regional money's coming from. Right. That's all hurting this team. They are a really good team. I think they're actually projected in the top 5 of wins still for Major League Baseball right now. So they still, while they're not picked to win the division, they are picked to make it to the playoffs. So I think that there's a lot of hope for the Atlanta Braves for sure going forward. Just wanted to start off the year with the fact that, oh my gosh, AJ.
I know.
More injuries. Sidebar. Why the heck did the Braves let Ronald Acuna Jr. play in the WBC?
A question that I wish I could answer myself, dude. How all these players are getting nicks from the WBC, and we have our star player who's injury prone as anybody else in the league out there playing the whole series of the WBC, every game.
Yeah, go out there, Ronald.
Just tear it up, man.
Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, but just make sure you're not leaning a certain direction on that knee. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and tape that puppy up.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious. Anyway, so just thought that was pretty funny. We wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, again, games counting now, AJ, and something we didn't talk about, which was some of the rule changes that came into effect this year. One of the big ones is going to be the ABS challenge system.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, baseball's changing right in front of us, right? And it's funny because even with baseball changing, it's already like delivering these moments that you couldn't even write a script for. And it's so funny because in a spring training game in Scottsdale, just a routine at bat, Guardians, the Giants are playing. It's 105 degrees in Scottsdale.
Ugh.
And so obviously it's hot. And you got a close pitch. The umpire calls it a ball. And he still had his mic on after he announced that the ABS they had challenged the call. And on his hot mic, he's heard saying, "Please be a strike." And the pitch turned out to be a ball, just like he called it, by 0.4 of an inch.
But he wanted to be overturned.
He wanted it to be overturned purely for the fact that it's 105 degrees on the field and he was ready to get some water. So it's really cool. And it leads into a perfect, kind of conversation about ABS and
for sure. It's just kind of, it speaks a lot to that. Cause like, even though that umpire wants to be over, and there's a lot of times where you're just like, dude, do you have a reservation somewhere that you gotta get to?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really funny that even though he's dying out there,
he's like, overturn it.
Please let this be wrong.
Just be a strike.
I call it right, but please just overturn it. It's close enough. Let's get out of here. I absolutely love it. But yeah, to your point, man, this is hilarious because again, just like we mentioned there, this guy was caught in Dolby Digital on a mic saying this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the rules are, so this is something that's going to be implemented. This was in spring training last year, and it was going to be ruled that this is going to be happening for this year. And this is how we're going to be doing balls and strikes now. The rule is each team can have 2 challenges on balls and strike call with simply tapping the head. There are 3 people that are allowed to do it. It can't be shot from the dugout. It can't be a player on the field. It has to be one of 3 players, which is going to be the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter. Those are the 3 people that are allowed to tap on their hat and challenge the call. Now, if you challenge the call and you get it right and it's overturned, you maintain that challenge.
Right.
But if you get it wrong and the call stands, you lose your challenge and you only have 1 left for the game. So as long as you are saying it, as long as you are, challenging correctly, you can
challenge calls all night,
all game,
all
game. One of the rules I thought was really kind of funny that I actually did not realize until recently on on a spring training game is that there's a time frame you have to challenge the call.
Right. It's like within 5 seconds?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Okay, so it's immediate.
2 seconds of the call being called, you have to tap. Someone has to tap us within 2 seconds of the call.
Yeah.
And so there's this moment, I think John Boy did it, coverage on it, where he thought it was a ball. It was called strike 3. The batter flipped his bat and then tapped his head after that. And because that flipping the bat and catching it and leaning back and then tapping took too long, he's like, nope, you took too long. Back to the bench for you.
Yeah. Call
so
is as stands.
Call is as stands. You have 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So depending on how animated the umpire is on that called strike, like you're gonna have to get to that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or that,
Steve Rock 3.
Rock.
They're like, oh, nope, sorry.
Yeah. If he does an air guitar movement or something like that, you got no time.
No time, dude.
So if you're an umpire and you want to mess with that, you can mess with that a little bit.
Oh yeah. You can control it, dude.
Did you hear what they're also doing when it comes to the broadcast of this? When it comes to the ABS?
Oh, I did see this. They changed what you're actually able to see on the screen, right?
Yes. So for the first time in 10 years, whenever you're watching a game and you're watching the pitches go into the strike zone, they'll put the ball as it crosses the plate where it is on that little box.
Right.
So they're going to keep the box. The box is going to be there. But what's going to be gone now is the ball is going to be gone. They're not going to show the ball as it crosses the plate anymore.
Okay.
Because where that zone is being picked up is going to be different. And the strike zone is also going to be different for
every hitter batter, for ABS, yeah.
Which is something I want to talk about. So we cannot move off of the subject without talking about this.
Okay.
We got to talk about it.
Okay.
So because of that reason, they don't want a pitch coming in reading as a strike on the ABS system, on the broadcast, and having it be a ball on the ABS.
Yeah.
So they don't want to have it be conflicted. So they're just not going to show the ball as it crosses the plate. And they're
not going to put the marker.
They're not putting the marker of where the ball is crossing the plate anymore, because of several reasons. One, where that marker is, and where on the ABS system, it's literally like right in the center of the plate. Mm-hmm. So it's going to cause for a bit of commotion there, a bit of confusion. So they're just not going to do that, which I think is fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, another unintended consequence of the ABS system. Did you hear about this one?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you know how it works, right? So it's not just going to be like a standard. When you're looking at TV, it seems like that box never moves. It's just there, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's Jose Altuve walking up or Aaron Judge, right? That box is just
same
there.
box.
Same box, right? And that's not how this works. The ABS system is based off of your height.
Right, because it's a percentage of your height. Yeah.
Yeah, percentage of your height from the knee to like it's like there's like a percentage of your height from the ground to your top. You know, that's where the strike zone is going to be, because it's going to be based off of every individual player.
Yeah.
Right. So the problem is this ABS system is catching players cheating about how tall they are in Major League Baseball.
They're like, I'm not 6'4". I'm actually 5'11".
A perfect example is a player for the Rays now, Gavin Lux, former Dodger player, had his always baseball reference that he is 6'2". He's actually 5'11".
That's the wrong way.
So instead of just taking and trusting what they were putting down as their height, and that being a problem with the ball and strike call, because they're just like, oh my God, that's not right. It's because their zone was going based off of what they said they were.
Yeah.
And retracting based off of what they are. So, yeah, this ABS system is catching a lot of players that were saying they were a certain height, not really being that. One of them is, I'm going to jump on this, and we'll get back to the other ones, Greg, but this one's hilarious. Bregman went from 6 feet tall to 5'9".
Way shorter than I look.
You got to love it. You got to love it. The strike zone box on the broadcast is dumb. It's not even accurate. No, but everybody
is. Yeah.
Everybody watching it will assume it is, right? So, but actually, you know, it is funny because there is one player that went the other way around.
Oh, really?
And I guarantee you can guess who this player is. The most humble baseball player out there was advertising he was shorter than he actually was. Who is that player?
Shohei Ohtani.
Exactly. Shohei Ohtani had on his baseball reference that he was 6'3". Now that they're actually measuring, when they're actually, when they're standing in the bot, and as they're approaching the plate, they get measured, right? So it's a measurement that's done, which is really kind of another subject, because when you crouch down, that makes your strike zone smaller, but it's based off of your starting height.
Yeah.
So depending on, anyway, he's actually 6'4", not 6'3".
So his strike zone got bigger.
Yeah. So even though, everybody wants to brag about being taller than that, he's like, no, I'm an inch shorter than I actually, that's your Shohei Ohtani. So really,
maybe he's 6'3" without cleats on.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, he was actually being measured at an inch taller than what he was putting on his baseball reference, which was hilarious. We got another comment here from Greg Hawkins saying, Cubs tomorrow, 12:20. I am so happy. That's awesome, man. Looking forward to the Cubs. They're going to have a great year, man. I picked them winning the Central.
Yeah.
And then we also have Tammy Price. That is funny. Yeah. So before we get out of here, one last thing we want to cover in baseball. Bold prediction for the 2026 season, AJ.
My bold prediction for 2026 is that the Philadelphia Phillies do not make the playoffs.
Oh, wow. They just spent $330 million to get their exact team back. And you think
that is my prediction.
Miss the playoffs.
I think the Mets take the East.
Okay.
And the Braves will take the next wild card spot. And I think the Phillies miss.
Yeah, because you got the Cubs winning their division probably. And then you got the Brewers taking that other potential wild card. Then the third one's probably going to come out of the NL West.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's my prediction.
You heard it here
Phillies
first.
miss the playoffs.
You heard it here first. AJ's claiming the Phillies are going to miss the playoffs. I love that. I love that. Mine's actually kind of in a similar vein. You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
My bold MLB prediction for 2026 is the Oakland A's will make the postseason. Sorry, the Sacramento A's will make the postseason.
Okay.
This team is actually signing their talent. they're pushing their chips in the middle. They might be forced to because they're forced to be spending money, or the rest of the owners wouldn't agree to their move to Vegas in the first place.
Right, absolutely.
But they did sign Rooker. They signed a lot of their young talents to extending them into longer contracts. They actually had a much better year last year than they did the year before. I believe they even finished last year not even last place. I think.
They weren't in last.
Yeah, so I first wanted to pick the Angels, but it's still the Angels.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I'm like, well, wait a minute. Which team is going to come out of the AL that hasn't been there before? I took a nice long look at Sacramento A's. They're wearing Sacramento on their jerseys this year,
which is super cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah,
you heard it here first. Philly's not making the playoffs. The Sacramento A's make the playoffs.
Boom.
We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. As a reminder, we launched a channel specifically for Major League Baseball called Major League DNA. All of our baseball content will be posted here. So if you're watching this on our live stream or you're listening to our podcast after the fact on audio, a link to Major League DNA will be in the description down below. So be sure to jump down there, check us out, comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our baseball content. A giveaway will be coming your way once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers. Let us know what your thoughts in the comments down below. What should we do? Should we do some memorabilia giveaway?
Yeah, we'll do some. We'll find something.
Something fun.
Like, subscribe. Let us know what your bold prediction is for 2026.
We want to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below for sure.